All right. Okay. Hi. If you're watching this on replay, we've got Alice on here, and yeah, hopefully the others you can watch back at some point. Um, so yeah, this is just obviously a little start of week two check-in to see how we're all finding it. And some of you have been feeding back in different ways about how you've been finding the first week. um, so I just wanted to today just to address some of the feedback and then talk you through what week two is going to look like as well, and then obviously give you a chance to ask me questions. So yeah, this is just a little bit of also motivation for you for this week to help you on your way. And quite often I'll be giving you advice and information that you all probably know, because I know, like, you're all very well clued up on health advice and guidance and things like that. But sometimes even just hearing the basic stuff just helps it, reinforce it in your mind to prompt you, because we know lots of stuff about health and how we should look after our bodies. And sometimes it can be just overwhelming. So sometimes it's just a reminder of the really simple stuff, but the really simple and effective stuff that can be a really good focus for each week. Um, so I'm just going to start with a few various practical things about the app. I've been trying to do test out the messaging on
Mm,
the app, and I know that you're not all getting the notifications. And Alice, you said you've got the notifications set on your Apple.
yeah, I went and I checked after you messaged, and yeah, it's all set up to allow notifications and everything, like through my Apple settings. So I don't know.
So what I'm wondering is if in the actual app there's a profile section. Are you on your phone now? You might be on your phone
Yeah,
now.
have a little look.
You could have a little look. So in your app, I might actually just try and share my screen as well. I don't know if it does it
Mm.
in the desktop version, which is, let's have a look.
Yeah, in the profile, let's have a look. There's a notification preferences, which just has the app reminders in it, which is selected on,
Yes.
and that's it. Account settings. Yeah, there's nothing in there to do with
Yeah.
notifications. Um,
So in the
yeah,
actual Mama Strength Pilates app, can you see?
yeah.
Let's see if this does it on my desktop version though. Um, where was it? Oh no, that's annoying. It doesn't do it on the desktop version, I don't think. Support.
I don't know.
Little puppies. Oh no, that's annoying. It doesn't do it on my but yeah, there is notifications. I'll see if I can find it on my phone.
Yeah, see, there was one that said like notification preferences on mine, and
Yeah. And that's what you've
Adrian
selected, that
too.
reminders on.
Yeah, app reminders is on, and it's always been on as far as I know. So
Okay.
yeah.
So I might actually raise that with them and say,
Mm.
nobody's getting my messages. Oh well, okay.
Have a look. Oh.
So for the time being, if you don't mind, whenever you go to your app, just as a little bit of a habit building thing,
Yeah,
have a little look. So if you go to the community, which is down here, and
yeah,
then there's a messages tab here, for example. I know you know this because we practiced it, I think, anyway, and you've replied to me. But just for the others, just whenever you're logging onto your app or about to do an activity, maybe just have a little check that there's no messages, just being, because I can raise it with the support people and say, why aren't they getting any messages?
yeah,
So yeah, just so you're aware,
yeah.
is
I
there
have
for.
been getting into the habit of every day going in and having a little check. Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
good.
So
Yay. That's
every
brilliant.
day I look at it, Alison. Whether
Yeah,
every
look
day
at
I
it.
I do
That's fine.
do
That's fine.
one of the things. That's the habit that I need to work on this week.
We all have life access to this 6
Yeah.
week. So even if definitely what I want to say to you and Mel is it's such early days. Your baby is still going to be demanding attention in many
Yeah.
different ways. If it means that this is not the right time for you to fully go in, you can just set up the little what do you call it, trees in mind to every now and then just go, oh, I'll try something, and I want it to be manageable for you. I
Yeah.
don't want it to be overwhelming, and you've got to do it when the time's right for you. So I just feel like the little tiny bits just do here and there,
Yeah.
so that's starting to get in the habit for when baby is a little bit more ready and raring to, I don't know,
Yeah.
give you more time somehow, or they get into more of a routine or whatever. Just that's when you can properly go in on a program like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's one thing that I was also going to say to you guys today, especially Alice and Mel with your little ones, tiny mini ones. Yeah. So do you want to ask me anything now, Alice, about anything? Because I could actually use that to, you know, lead you through things. Obviously, if you've got any questions, and it might help me also make it more
Uh,
for you.
I think one of the things, because I did listen to like the postural support and things like that podcast one that you did.
Great.
And one of the things I've noticed is in terms of my posture, yes, it's not the best. And I do have that kind of rounded
Yeah.
top
I find
of the back.
yes.
I'm doing it now, where I'm like over like this. Um, so yeah, I think I'm now more conscious that making those reminders to yourself to sort of like roll those shoulders back and um sitting on your sit bones and things when you're sitting down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess any other tips with that? Anything
Yes.
else that I
Absolutely.
can do, or is it coming up over the week?
Yeah. Yeah. There is. There is. So I'll show you what's coming up in week 2. So what you're saying there is brilliant, because the other part of me saying, as long as you're just keeping a check on what's coming up on the days, each days,
Yeah,
even if you don't get around to that video, my plan is that a lot of the sessions are things that you are implementing in your everyday, rather than having to go, right, I've got to stop now, I've got to do my Pilates session.
yeah,
Ideally, there's some ideas that you can use just on a daily basis, just even when you're not in your Pilates gear, and you might be out doing the shopping or something like that, and you've got to pick up heavy things or whatever. So a lot of the stuff that's coming up is going to be based around how you can just make those tiny changes to, like I was saying in maybe in that podcast about functional movement, the
yeah,
things you do just on a daily basis without having to do a dedicated workout. So there is a video coming up. I believe it is the first day of week 2 that is about postural strength. So it is a
right,
little postural strength workout. I don't think
yeah,
it's long. We'll have a look in a second. I'm going to share my screen again. But yeah, the idea is that you're just changing your focus. I think I talked about the Alexander technique in that podcast as well.
mm,
And the idea with the Alexander technique is about changing our habits.
yeah,
Um, so that before you actually go and do that action, you think, you stop, you breathe, and you go, okay, I know this is something that might sometimes cause me to slouch, or this might be something that,
yeah,
activates a little niggly pain somewhere.
yeah,
And you can just sort of think, right, now I've got to reset my alignment, lift up in my pelvic floor, belly button to spine. And that's the brilliant thing about Pilates, even whilst you're doing your walking,
yeah,
maybe try, and on the odd occasion, even if it's, you don't want to do it all the way through a 2-mile walk, but even if there's a moment where you go, right, this next 4 minutes is going to be about me focusing on my posture, especially if you're carrying Maya,
yeah,
or there could be a thing you've got to do where you might speed up for a little bit, and you could try
yeah,
use a breath, and then those simple ABC of Pilates become then ingrained into more what you're doing every day.
yeah.
anyway, rather than it being, like I say, about having to do an actual fitness session.
Mm.
That's why I think Pilates is brilliant. And then when you get back to more physical active stuff, then you can, by habit, hopefully good habits, you'll have started to get more familiar with that. So I think that's just what it's about. When you're doing going about your daily life, every now and then just think, what can I do here? Even if I can't get to my session,
Yeah.
what can I do to make it more Pilates focused?
Yeah.
Even if you've got shopping bags and you're doing this,
Yeah.
you know, I don't. Hi, cheeky.
You see Alison? Oh.
Yeah, so does that help? Is that
No,
useful?
it does. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Great. So I'm just going to show you what week 2 looks like, and that will probably, like I say, answer some of your questions
Yeah.
as well. Am I in my right place? Learn. Yeah, so here we go. There we go, week 2, day 8, which is today. So it should have unlocked by now.
Yeah. I think it probably has.
This is 35 minutes, this postural stretch.
Oh yeah, no, I think I do remember seeing it yesterday, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so and then again, even if you just
Oh, actually, maybe not.
well, just have a little look. Even if you do just manage to watch the video and you're not able to actually join in, just see if there's some exercises that I suggest in there that then you could even try later on while you're watching telly.
Yeah.
Or, even while Maya's asleep, just
Yeah. Do you
again,
know
a
what,
lot of,
Alison? That is something that I did have a bit of a question about, because now I'm just like looking on the app. So some of them, they seem to like not be in order of on unlocking. So like it's still like day 7 of week 1 is still locked.
oh,
And it says that it will be available in 13 hours and 7 minutes.
day 7
It's
of,
almost like it's two days behind.
I see.
Yeah.
And do you think did you actually join on day 1? Did you actually start doing your first session on day 1, do you think? So like last Tuesday was on what we were sort of thinking of would be day 1. Do you think you actually did the first session on that day 1, or do you think you would have?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I like downloaded the app beforehand and everything, and looked like created all my profile and everything, and then
Oh.
yeah, Tuesday was the first day. But
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone else's is the same as well. But if it may just be that I am
Yeah.
2 days behind, or whether
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Making sure I've got the sequencing of the dripping. They call it dripping. Oh, look, day 6. I've got 7 days in. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Well done. I've seen what I've done wrong. Can you see? Can you see my screen? I've got 5 days, and then I've gone to 7 days. So well done. I've got to just
Yeah.
edit that sort of thing. That's all right then. Thanks, Alice. Well done.
Right, that's okay.
This is why I need you guys to tell me this stuff.
Yeah.
This has not worked, Alison. That's good. All right, I've changed it.
That's
So then hopefully you should see.
yeah. And then eventually we'll have that.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, when I get that bit sorted out, hopefully it will like adjust for you in that case.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right. So then this week, hopefully at some point you'll get this postural strength session.
Yeah.
You've got a leg day
Oh, nice.
coming up, and then the day after is a bit of a chill out day, scheduling in your
Yeah.
session. Alice, we've got to reschedule that.
We have,
That's
yes.
effectively it, because it's just you one right at the moment. But obviously, if there's more personal things you want to ask me, that's what the point of those
Yeah.
your calls with me.
Yeah.
It's just 15 minutes to catch up, and you can ask more personal things if you want to, that you don't want to be recorded for everyone to listen. We've also got a bit of a food nutrition session here, talking about protein.
Yeah.
So it's talking about how we calculate how much protein ideally we want to take you know, to eat in our diets, to add to our diets, if you want to have, if your goal is to maybe lose a bit of weight. So the idea is that because protein build of muscle mass, and if we have more muscle in our body, it supports calorie burning, because muscle is a metabolic part of the body, you know, so it's a metabolic active muscle. So you can burn calories the more muscle you have. So that's why we think about you know, having increasing our protein intake, or being mindful of how much protein we're having, so that we can,
Yeah.
whilst working out and building muscle, we can in turn help our metabolism and burn off more calories. And there's some
Yeah.
recipe suggestions there as well. Some of them are some of them are quite fancy, but we want to have lovely tasting recipes. So, you know, that you can also batch cook as well. So you could make them in bulk and shove stuff in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then there's a little portion guide sizing handout here that you can use to measure your portions. It's using your hand, so it tells you how to measure how much you should be taking in terms of the macronutrient based on your hand size. So that's quite
Yeah.
helpful. All right, so day 11, we've got arm and core day. And there's a mindful meditation in there. And I sent you all a Spotify playlist, which is a really nice one for mindful meditation.
Nice.
You know, just a little bit of music there to accompany that one.
Yeah.
I put repeat day 8 because that is your postural session again.
Hmm.
Just to reinforce some of the movements.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
A seated Pilates session, which everybody thinks is more for the OAPs, the older people, but actually seated Pilates is so beneficial still. And it means that you can take the focus away from needing balance, and, you know, sit on your chair and just enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm still getting quite a lot of benefit from them as well. And also I've done this one on my Pilates ball. Because it's, you know, if you have got one, a lot of people have got them but just don't know how to use them or don't use them. So
Yeah.
it's quite a good little, you could also order yourselves one. I bet you probably have one from did you
Yeah, I've got one from pregnancy, although I deflated it very quickly afterwards because I was like,
again.
but I up again.
Blow it up again. Yeah, and then repeat day 9. So it's just you know, the options are there to repeat days, or you
Yeah.
can go back and do other ones sessions that you liked and enjoyed. So yeah, and then the one thing that I also want to talk to you quickly about today, just as your final bit of motivation. And like I say, some of it is going to be stuff that you all know, and you'll be like, yeah, listen, we've heard all this, we know it all. But however, drinking your water is so important, and not just, you know, for the cells in our bodies and to keep us hydrated and so on. But then also studies show that drinking water can help you burn calories as well.
Yeah.
And it's just generally, you know, so good. So if you can find yourself a nice good bottle, I mean, I've got this one here, which has got my sort of, you know, 100 milliliters. That's a liter, isn't it? So that's my liter bottle that I have to do every day. I've not filled it up because it was in my studio when I filled up. I just found Oriana's water bottle, which is probably about 750 milliliters in this one. But so, you know, just
Yeah.
try and keep yourselves topping up, hydrating, and yeah, just make sure that you're looking after yourself.
Yes.
Especially you breastfeeding mamas. You know
Yes.
all that's that's just your little
But
reminder.
yeah, we know it all, but whether we do it is the other.
Oh yeah.
It's
Because
creating those healthy habits, which is what it's all about.
yeah, exactly. And it's like maybe whenever you're sitting down and feeding, always have that glass of water by you. That's the obvious stuff, isn't it? Because you know, you tell everybody probably to do this anyway in your
Yeah.
in your practice. And yeah, but I think it's just so valuable, isn't it, to just have these little reminders as well.
Definitely.
But then the other thing about drinking water is if you drink it before you eat, you know, obviously you still want to get the right amount of nutrition in your body. So it's not about stopping you from eating, especially when you're breastfeeding. But then also drinking water in between meals can help reduce hunger. So if you feel like you want to reach for a snack, it might just be that you're thirsty. So trying to drink the water instead of going for the snacks, that's quite an important one to think about. And then also drinking water instead of going for the sugary drinks, which
Yeah.
is, they can also be a massive contributor to weight gain, even though we sort of think, oh, it's just a drink. It's actually, all that sugar in there is adding to the calorific intake, isn't it?
Yes.
And it also, drinking water helps digestion. And so by helping the digestion, it's just flushing out all of the toxins through the body, which, another part of that is detoxing. So that can help with weight loss as well. And then just generally boosting our energy levels. So when we're feeling tired, and again, it could be just because we've forgotten to have a glass of water for the last couple of hours because the day's just whizzed by and you're suddenly like, oh my gosh, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I've not drunk anything for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just
Yeah.
wanted to give you that, guys, that little bit of a prompt and
Yes. Very
reminder.
useful.
All right. Well,
Okay. Sure.
thank you for joining today, Alice. And I will put this in our little recordings folder. And yeah, if you have any
Amazing.
questions during the week, and I will sort that. We call it the dripping.
The
The drip.
dripping.
I'll sort the dripping out.
But I hope everyone else was able to hear over Maya's chatting away as well. At one point, she got very loud.
That's all right. That's all right. And we'd rather hear Maya than me, to be honest. So.
What you
Oh.
have to say is very useful, much more useful than what Maya's saying at the minute.
Oh. I'm sure in her mind she thinks it's very useful.
Yeah, definitely.
But Mom, everybody needs to hear this. I've got to
Yeah.
share it with the world. Oh, I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
all right then. Well, I'll
Okay.
speak to you very soon. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have a good week.
Yeah.
You can do, even if it's just watching the videos, it will motivate you to add those little nuggets in throughout every day.
Definitely.
Yes, it's a good
Amazing.
start. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yay. Take care, my dear.
Bye.
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 Bye, Maya.
Bye.